Welcome to a restorative class tonight. So it's Mental Health Awareness Week in the UK, so what I thought would be quite good to do is actually just focus in on our own self-care and own well-being. So we'll start off with square breath. So come to sit in a comfortable position, so you can sit with your back against the wall, legs crisscrossed, or have your legs out straight. Just make sure you're nice and comfortable. And close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose and sigh the breath out through your mouth. Do that a few times just to bring your awareness inwards and bring your concentration 100% on you. And without judgment, just notice how you're feeling. Are you feeling particularly tired tonight? Stressed? Frustrated? Or maybe you feel fabulous. So just tune into how you're feeling. So keeping your eyes closed, for the square breath, we take an inhale of, for example, 10 breaths, then we'll pause for 10, then we'll exhale for 10, then we'll pause, and then we'll do the whole round again. So 10 breaths might be too long for you, or it might be too short, so just go with a count that works for you. So we'll all do 10 breaths to begin with, and then you can decide if that's good for you or not. So closing your eyes, start to slowly inhale for a count of 10. Pause for a count of 10. Exhale for a count of 10. Pause for a count of 10. And start your round again. So whatever number works for you, you stick with that. The square breath is a fantastic breath to help calm us, particularly if we're feeling anxious. But it's also a great breath to bring us really into ourselves, to feel centered, to feel in control. So remember, you're inhaling, then pausing, exhaling, pausing, and then you're starting your round again. So do one more round. So inhaling, pausing, exhaling, pausing, and then just come to your natural breath, but keep your eyes closed. Just come into your natural breath. And if distractions come into your mind, just connect with your breath and gently open your eyes. So tonight's class is restorative, so make sure you've got cushions and blankets close by. Let's start off in a straddle position. So if you've got a bolster, we'll be using the bolster to rest our head against the bolster, or you can get your back towards a wall or against your bed or your wardrobe, whatever you're using. And if you push back against the wall and keep your toes drawn up towards you, you'll get a nice active legs and stretches in the hamstrings. Other options, pile up some cushions and just let yourself hang over the cushions, forehead on your hands. So you decide what works for you. If you're using the cushions, get them tight up against your tummy if possible, and then you can just let yourself come over. If you've got more cushions and you want it higher, then you can do that as well. Key for this is that you feel comfortable. So if you're using one of these bolsters, it might actually be better to have your chin here or your forehead, and you can just rest here. So you decide what works for you, and think of really letting yourself go. Keeping your feet active, so draw the toes up towards your shins, but not so much so that your legs and your feet start to cramp. You just want to be comfortable. And close your eyes. If this is giving you pain in your low back or in your knees, then you can also put a cushion under each of your knees, in the backs of your knees. If you're resting against the wall, let your low back touch the wall. And then you also have the option of using the wall and the cushions. So if you're at the wall, you might want to prop some cushions under you so that you can fold over as well. So take a deep inhale into your upper back and exhale, sigh the breath away. So slowing down can actually be a really difficult thing to do. And your mind might be fighting you. So really try and make a deep connection with your breath so that the distractions don't come into your mind. You've nowhere that you need to be tonight. This is your space, your sanctuary. You're on your mat. And give yourself permission to relax into these restorative poses. Now be aware of where you're holding the tension. So it might be that your feet are very active. So now on the exhale, let your feet relax. Allow the tension to seep away from your legs. And take a deep, nourishing breath and sigh the breath out through your mouth. Let your muscles soften. And just notice where in your body you are still holding on to tension. It might be your jaw, your neck, or it might even be your hands. You might be clenching your fists. Just let everything soften. And if your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath. Be aware of your breath. Nourishing inhaling, cleansing exhale. And gently lift your head up. Come up to sitting and just gently move your props out the way. So we're coming to lie down on your back. So before we do that, bring your hands to the outer edges of your legs and gently guide the knees back together. So come and lie down on your mat. Have your props beside you, so either your bolster or a stack of cushions. We're supporting at the backs of the knees. So if you've got a pile of cushions, or pillows are good as well. We want to protect the backs of the knees. Also get a pillow or a cushion and just place that so that your head can lie on the pillow. And gently lower yourself down onto the floor. So it might feel a bit strange because the knees are elevated. So if you've got a big gap at your low back, just lift your hips up slightly and then lower them down so that you're flattening the curve at the base of your spine, just enough to take the pressure off your sacral part of your spine. If you're still in discomfort here, you can also place some padding underneath the back, so a little blanket or a cushion. Bring your hands, palms facing up, and just rest them on the floor. So have a good space, have a gap between your underarms. If you have an eye mask, you might want to pop an eye mask over your eyes and just gently close your eyes here. Take a deep inhale through your nose and sigh the breath out through your mouth. Do that twice more. Deep inhalation. Sigh the breath away. One more time. And really let your back melt into the floor. Think of ballooning your tummy up with the breath. And with each exhale, release the tension from the low back. And scan your body from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And if you come across a part of your body that you know that you're holding on to, tension, or maybe it's a bit achy, direct the breath to that area, and with each exhale, think of softening the tension from that part of your body. What can you let go of? What do you not need? And quite often it might not even be a part of your body that you're holding tension in. It might be that you're holding on to negative thoughts or frustrations. And this then results in you holding tension in your muscles. So think of what you can let go of mentally to free up negativity and create space for all that nourishing, healing energy and happy thoughts. Next position is Baddha Konasana, but supported. So bring the feet together and roll your bolster or bring your cushions more towards your hips and let the Feet come together and allow the knees to flop apart. This might be too much for your hips. So if your hips don't like this, then you can go back to the first position, just having your cushions directly underneath your knees. We won't stay here for too long, just open up the hips. Bring both hands on top of each of the hips, the hip joints. And just be aware if one side feels a little bit more tense compared to the other. And if this is particularly uncomfortable, you can also put cushions underneath either thigh, so underneath the right and the left thigh, rather than having your feet on the cushions. Now place one hand in your tummy and one hand in your heart, but keep your shoulders relaxed and allow the elbows to just rest on the floor. And notice your breath. Notice the rise and the fall of your tummy and your chest as you inhale and as you exhale. Feel your hands rising with the breath. And consciously think of allowing yourself to let go with each deep exhalation. Let your shoulders relax. And bring your hands to the outer edges of the thighs and gently bring the knees together. Just move the cushions out of the way and extend your legs straight. Bend both knees, bring the knees together and feet together. Bring your hands out at shoulder level. Take your hips gently over to the left side and bring the knees over to the right. Have a cushion, place one cushion underneath your right thigh and another cushion underneath the left. And let yourself relax here. You might, if you're lying on a hard floor, you might also want to place a cushion underneath your right hip. Bring your right hand and place it at the bottom of your left ribs. The head is in the neutral position. Take a deep inhale, visualizing the energy moving to where the right hand is. And exhale. Let go of the tension. nourishing the space underneath your right hand. And you might notice that you're starting to feel heat in this part of your body. So just let your body absorb this healing energy. Keeping your breath steady, without force. Now bring the hand to the mid-ribs. So if this means that you're having to strain your right side, just place your hand somewhere on the left side that's comfortable for you. We don't want any tension in your body. And again, focus on the part of your body that's underneath your right hand. Where the awareness goes, the energy flows. So take your awareness to where your right hand is and let the healing energy flow into this part of your body. Now bring your hand to the upper left corner of your ribs. So possibly where your collarbone is, where your chest meets the armpit. Just find a part that needs a little bit of attention here tonight. Close your eyes. Take your awareness to underneath your right hand. Be aware of the heat that's penetrating your body from your hand. Feel the energy moving. And gently move the right arm down to the side. Take the cushion from between your thighs. Bring the left leg up first, then the right, and just gently move the hips over to the right slightly. Bring your padding and place it underneath the left hip as you take the left thigh over. And if you want to get extra cozy, place a cushion in between your thighs. Let your arms come out to the sides and close your eyes. And just notice if you're comfortable. If you're not, make any adjustments that you need to do so that your spine and your back muscles get the best out of this gentle twist. And bring your left hand onto your right side at the base of your ribs. Focus your awareness to where your left hand is. Let go of any tension you're holding on to in your shoulders. Take a deep nourishing inhale through your nose and exhale, sigh the breath out through your mouth. Bring your left hand to the mid-ribs. And without tensing up your left shoulder, let the heat from your left hand nourish this part of your body. Soften your face. Now bring your hand to the top of the ribs, either on the collarbone or close to the armpit, and let the heat from your left hand just energize this area. Let yourself go. Bring your left hand back down onto the floor. Bring the right knee up first. Then the left leg, moving the padding out the way. And let your back come to neutral position. So just move your hips so that everything's back in alignment. And gently roll over to one side. Support your head as you bring yourself gently up to sitting. Bring yourself into a Baddha Konasana position now. So have your cushions. You can do this against a wall as well. So you can sit your low back against the wall and get your cushions underneath your knees. If you need more height, then just prop them up, get your knees nice and high. It is a gentle stretch, but the key here is that we don't want you to be holding on and gripping into the hips and the hip flexors. So come to a position that is really comfortable for you. So the beautiful thing about restorative, the more props that you have, the better the poses actually feel. So don't feel guilty if you need extra padding. Okay, sit up tall. And from here, just gently walk your hands forward slightly. Let your head hang. Or if you're sitting with the back against the wall, you can just keep your back against the wall and just let the chin come towards the chest. So we're not going for major stretches here. We're just looking to gently stretch the muscles and letting them relax in the stretch so that we can get to the fascia, the protective sheath that surrounds all the muscles, ligaments and tendons, so that we can release the stress from the body. So inhale into your upper back and exhale, hinge over your hips just a little bit more. Nothing crazy tonight, just enough so that you feel a slight stretch. If you're feeling a deep stretch, then back off. We don't need to go far at all. Now take your awareness to your hips. On an exhale, see if you can let the hips relax a little bit more. Let go of whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're gripping in this area. So this is the area that we tend to hold a lot of emotion and stress in. So just let go. There's no reason to be hanging on and gripping. And gently walk your hands back. Come to a nice upright spine. Bring your knees, bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and bring your knees together. Stretch your feet out in front of you. And then just move your props out of the way. Hands behind you and just gently move into the legs. Not vigorously, just nice and gently. And we're coming into stretching the psoas muscles deeply now. So the psoas muscles, they attach from your spine to your pelvis to your big thigh bone. And they're really difficult muscles to stretch. So these restorative poses are really good to ease the tension from those muscles because you're holding them for quite a long time. So this pose, if you have a bolster, you can get a bolster or put out a couple of pillows. And what you want to be doing is get your thigh and your hip up close. So we'll start off on our left side. So get your thigh up close to the bolster or the pillows, and then we're twisting the spine so that we're coming over the cushions. The back leg can be straight or it can be slightly bent. So just pay attention to how the back knee is. You might actually need to put a wee blanket, a wee bit of padding under there, and it just makes it a little bit more comfortable. Other options are that you can go quite high, so you can come into the position like this, or if you're comfortable, you can just come into the lower version. We're placing our left ear onto the cushions. So left thigh is touching the cushions and your left ear is resting on the cushions. So make sure you're comfortable, so you might need to get extra padding underneath your chest or just make yourself comfortable. And close your eyes. Palms are facing down, but you're not pressing into them. And you might also find it's quite difficult to breathe because we're in this twist. So connect with your deep inhalations and exhalations. Inhale into the upper back and exhale, let your upper body sink into the cushions. Now take your awareness to your tummy and really deep breathe in here. Balloon your tummy so it pushes into the cushions. And exhale, allow the low and the mid back to release. So we're in quite a deep twist here. So we're also massaging our kidneys and our bladder. So just let the posture do the work. You've no need to be working here. Just keep your breathing steady. Keep your thoughts on your own self-care. And feel safe and secure on your yoga mat. And just be aware if you're gripping in your hips and let the legs relax. Take a deep inhale. Push into the floor with your hands and gently untwist and carefully support your head with your left hand as you gently bring yourself up. Taking the twist to the opposite side. So, right hip is beside your pillows. Left leg is extended behind you, so get padding underneath the left knee if you need to. Both knees are bent if possible, or just keep the left leg straight. Take a deep inhale, extending up and twisting to the right, and then start to hinge over the bolster or the pillows. And right away, you'll know if this side is different compared to the other. Bring your right ear onto the pillows. Palms and arms are either side of the pillows, palms facing down. Take a deep inhale and exhale, sigh the breath away. Give yourself permission to be heavy. Just let your body hang over the cushions. Maintaining your deep belly breath. Massaging your organs. Taking your awareness into the upper back. Breathe into your upper back and exhale. Release yourself over the cushions. Now visualize expanding through the ribs as you inhale. And exhale. Let yourself go. And gently push into the hands. Bring yourself up off the pillows and guide your head up with your right hand. So we're doing a supported version of lizard. So have your pillows and cushions in front of you. Bring your left foot to the outer edge of the cushions or the pillows, and put padding underneath your right knee. You will be getting quite high with this, probably just watch you don't fall off your cushions. So cushions underneath the chest as before, and then let yourself come over the cushions. You can bring your chin onto the cushions, or you can rest your right side of your face or your left side. I prefer to have my head in the neutral position. So the left foot is pushing into the floor. So normally in lizard, we would tend to move the knee away from us and get onto the outer edge of the foot. We're not going for that tonight. We are just gently opening the hip. And that might mean that you turn the toes towards the corner edge of the mat, or you can come onto the outer edge of the foot slightly if that's good for you. But we're not forcing anything. You should be feeling this in the right hip flexors, the right thigh, and in the left hip, left glutes. But everybody's body's different, so it might be different for you. And gently push into your hands, push yourself back, and we're coming into the opposite side. So step the right foot forward. So the right foot is now at the outside edge of the pillows, and the left leg is going back. Padding underneath the left knee, and let yourself come over your pillows. Right foot is pushing down into the mat, and let your head hang. If you want to open the right hip slightly, you can go for it. And keep your breathing steady. Even although it is quite difficult and it's restrictive when we're lying on our front. But breathe deeply to keep the gentle massage of our organs going. And gently push into the floor with the hands and bring yourself back. Let's take a supported child's pose here. So bring your pillows and your cushions close to your knees and just let yourself gently come over. You can also place your forearms here and just let your head rest on your forearms. And raising your head all the way up. Okay, supported pigeon. So you have your pillows. Similar position for what we did for lizard. So for pigeon, let's start off on the left side. So we bring the right knee as close to your pillows as you can, and you might actually be able to bring the pillows and the cushions towards it. Sorry, your left knee comes towards the pillows, and your right knee, your right elbow, right hip might actually be close to your cushions. So get your padding nice and high. If pigeon isn't good on your left knee, then you can do this just by sitting up again with your back against a wall and have the knee bent towards you. So if you're not comfortable, you can do that version. Otherwise, hinge over your cushions and rest your head onto your hands, backs of your hands. So this is a huge stretch for your psoas muscles. So really think about letting go here. If you want a little bit extra padding underneath the left hip, pop a cushion under there. And really think about relaxing. It's a big, powerful pose, so it's probably very difficult to think of enjoying it, but really make a big effort to let your body relax. So take your awareness to the point between your shoulder blades. Breathe deeply here and exhale. Release yourself over your cushions. Now take your awareness to your belly. Big deep inhalation to this area. And exhale. Let yourself melt just a little bit more over your cushions. Now take your awareness to your hips. And let your hips soften. You might be starting to get tingly legs, so we're not going to hold it much longer, but just think of softening the hips. Use this amazing pose to move the stagnant energy that you're holding onto in your hips. All those locked up emotions, stresses, strains. Direct your awareness to the hips. Use the breath to move the energy in this area. Gently lift your head, hands are firmly on the floor, and guide yourself back up. Slide your right knee so that you can come to sitting. And let's do the opposite side. So, left side now. Coming into pigeon pose with the right leg at the front. So have your pillows close into your left hip. And just take a deep breath here. Lengthen up, and when you're ready, exhale, hinge over the cushions. Make sure your right knee is happy. If it's not, just adjust the position of your pigeon. So tucking the back toes under. And let yourself come over the cushions. If it's not good for your knee on this side, remember you can sit with your back against the wall and just bring the foot towards your hip with your back nice and straight. So whatever version you're in, try and find that point of stillness. If you're in the full pigeon with the cushions, it actually helps to try and get the cushions underneath your tummy, just where the ribs are, and then that allows you to bring yourself a little bit further forward when you hinge, and then you can rest down rather than collapsing over the cushions. So relax your head and neck. Take your awareness in between your shoulder blades. Deep inhalation and exhale. Melt over your pillows. Taking your awareness to the mid-back. Deep breath here. And exhale, release. Take your awareness to your low back. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. And gently walk your hands back, bringing the left knee around so that you're coming up to sitting. So get your pillows, and we're coming to lie down on our backs again with the knees fully supported and a pillow underneath your head. So pillows underneath the knees, cushion behind your head, and let yourself melt into the floor. So very gently lower yourself down onto the floor. And bring your hands onto your tummy. Close your eyes. And just notice if your low back has a big arch in it. If it does, just gently push the backs of the thighs into your pillows and lift the tailbone and place the low back down onto the mat. You'll probably still have a little curve here, but it might not be pronounced. Hands on the tummy, eyes are closed. Inhale to the deepest part of your lungs, ballooning your belly up into your hands. And exhale, soften your core. Inhale, push the diaphragm up into the hands. And exhale, relax the neck and shoulders. So keep this deep breath going. And with each exhalation, release a little bit more of the tension or negative thoughts that you're holding on to. So really think about letting your back go. The upper back releases, mid back, low back. Let the whole of the back melt into the mat. Now gently open your eyes. If you're using a bolster, push the bolster out the way. And we are now propping up the low back. So get your cushions and just lift your tailbone off the floor and just prop the low back up with some cushions. Let your legs extend if that feels okay. If it's not great for your knees, keep your knees bent. The head can still be on a pillow, or you can take the head off the pillow. Hands are by your side, palms facing up. So you can stay here, or we're bringing our legs up towards the ceiling. So if you're going on to do legs towards the ceiling, take your head off the pillow and bring the knees together, feet together, and gently bend the knees towards your chest. And this might be enough for you. This is a lovely pose with your tailbone elevated. Or if you're happy to, gently straighten the legs, feet towards the ceiling. And let yourself relax as much as possible in this pose. Just letting the blood move down the legs. And just allowing the low back elevation to take the pressure off you. Gently bend the knees, lower the feet back down to the floor. Knees are bent. Push into the floor with your feet. Gently lift the tailbone and move the padding out the way, and carefully lower top of the back, mid back, tailbone down last. Roll over to one side and gently bring yourself up to sitting. Guide your head up with a supported hand. And take your pillows or your cushions for a nice little back opener. So have your cushions or your pillows behind you and sit with your low back against the edge of the pillows. From here, keep your hands on the floor to control yourself as you go down, and you gently lower yourself over the cushions. Big chest opener. Hands are at the sides of your body, palms facing up. So you shouldn't be in any discomfort here. It should actually feel very restorative and therapeutic. Just let your muscles around your heart open up and gently stretch. If you feel any strain in your neck at all, you might need extra padding under your head, so use an extra cushion. And soften the muscles in your face. Feel your heart space being energized with the breath. And carefully bend the left knee, then the right knee, and just roll over gently off of your props. Support your head as you come to sitting and move your props out the way and get ready for your relaxation. So you have your blanket ready, have your pillows beside you, and if you want to make it extra comfy tonight, you can put the cushions underneath the backs of your knees. And close your eyes. If you are feeling a bit tweaky in your back, remember you can have your knees bent. Otherwise, get comfy, get nice and warm. Soften all of your face. Take a deep, nourishing inhale and exhale away any remaining tension that you have. Let your head be heavy. Arms resting by your sides, hands are soft. The whole of your back supported by the earth. No tension. Sides of your body are relaxed. And the front of your body is relaxed. And be aware of the rise and the fall of your tummy with each breath that you take. Just like the ocean, waves lapping on the beach, back and forth. Allow your hips to release. Allow your upper legs to relax. The lower legs relax. And your feet are free of tension. Give yourself permission to drift away in your relaxation. And gently bring your awareness back into your body. Feel your body on the mat. And start to deepen your breath. Start to gently move your body. Have a stretch, a yawn, whatever feels good for you. Gently bend your knees. If it's okay for your back, bring your knees towards your chest. Give yourself a very gentle hug. Lower the feet, and if you've got glasses on, take your glasses off and rub the palms of your hands together. Place your palms over your closed eyes and let the heat bathe your eyes as you gently blink your eyes open. Draw the hands down the face. Gently roll over to one side. And carefully bring yourself up to sitting. With a relaxed neck, support your head with your hands and bring yourself up. Bring your hands at your heart. Just lower your gaze slightly or close your eyes and just say to yourself, I am well. Om Shanti. Thank you so much, everybody.